Hey everyone, hope you're having a great Monday so far. I am here just going to drop another video for you. I wanted to do a video I haven't done before. I've been trying to get creative with these videos, and so this video is going to be all the items that sold for more than $70. So I'm going to start with the lowest items. I'll start at the $70 range and I'll go up from there. I've got 23 different items that sold for 70 or more. So, and this would be the range of from the last 3 months. So it is April 27th. Is that right? Yeah, that's right. April 27th. So we're going to go from January 27th until today. 3 months of items, $70 or more. Before I go ahead and get into it, I just want to go ahead and quickly introduce myself in case you're new to these videos. My name is Jason Hayes, and I'm a full-time eBay reseller. And I've been throwing out some videos just over the last year, just trying to help you kind of get a grasp of what my business looks like and the strategies that I'm using to continually grow. So thanks a lot for tuning in. And yeah, let's just go ahead and get started with this first item of the 23, and I'll go all the way up to the last one and then call it a day. So this first one is a pair of Nike Air Max Torch 4 running shoes, as you can see in the title up here. And with this, these shoes were almost brand new. They were size 15. Whenever I find shoes this size on the larger end, I'm a little hesitant just because I know they have a potential to sit around a little longer. But I picked these up because they were in excellent condition. Listed them, I had them on sale, and they went for a full price of $71.81. This next item went for the same price, a pair of Merrell Chameleon 3 Gore-Tex hiking boots or hiking shoes. And yeah, same price, $71.81. Merrells, typically, I don't typically get this much for a pair of Merrells, but because they were Gore-Tex and they were in excellent condition, I was able to get on the higher end. I would say usually I'm sitting between $45 and $60 for a pair of Merrells. But like I said, because these were in just excellent condition, they went for a larger price. So happy with that, $71.81. This next pair of shoes, so far we're on 3 of 3 on shoes. These were a pair of cycling shoes, and they had, I don't know if, yeah, you can see right there the way these fasten. They have like a little buckle that clips. That's definitely like a superior item on this shoe. I don't know what I'm trying to say here, but these were Shimano's. They're road cycling shoes, and they were women's. And I took, so again, $71.81 is what they sold for. And here's another picture of what cycling shoes will look like on the bottom. I've mentioned this in the past, but I'll go ahead and say it again. You can see here that we've got, for these, 2-bolt. So you can have 2-bolt, 3-bolt, or 4-bolt, and you'll obviously be able to tell because 1, 2 right here. And I've got 2-bolt listed in the description, or in the title, also in the description as an item specific. But that's what that looks like. 2-bolt right there, cycling shoes, Shimano. I've mentioned these in the past, great brand. And yeah, these were almost, well, actually these were new. So I had them as new. I thought they were excellent, but these are actually new without the box and great price. Next up, another pair of cycling shoes, and here's another, these are Bontraggers, but here you can tell same kind of fastening. Usually you'll find like Velcro or this like buckle type fastening, or there may be even like a BOA lacing system where you like turn the knob and it tightens, and that's even demands a higher price when you find those, the BOA lacing. But these are the excellent condition, and I put in the description like new. Bontrager Evoque DLX mountain bike, and then you can see, actually I didn't put it in this one, I didn't put like the 2, 3, or 4-bolt, but they're at the bottom of the shoes. These did not have the clips, So I definitely listed that in the description. Well, maybe I didn't, but I did take a picture showing it didn't come with the clips. So most of the time when you find cycling shoes, they're going to have the clips, probably 90% of the time. This was the rare occurrence where they didn't have them with them. Same price here, $71.81 is what I got for these shoes. All right, first item over $70 that I did not get, that were not shoes, sorry. I mentioned this in a previous video, and I actually bought 5 pairs of these Lululemon athletic, like track pants. Seawall was more of this specific model. I bought 5 of them for $20 each, so $100 paid, and I sold all 5 for a best offer of $75 a piece. So what is that? $350, $375 for all 5 pairs, and I paid $100 for them. So they all look like this. I had 5 pairs that were all the same size but different colors. So gray, black, brown, blue, and they were all in great condition. So very happy about Lululemon. And if you're not familiar with Lululemon, even though I have mentioned this in the past, sorry, can't get it to stay here. That's what the logo looks like right there. And you'll always find that usually on the back, like bottom leg, bottom left leg, or if it's on a shirt, it may be on the bottom. It'll either be like back center of the shirt, or it'll be on the bottom somewhere, like on the back. All right, another item I've mentioned as well. Some of these are repeats from a video I recently did, but this was a Burton Dry Ride snowboard or ski jacket. I'm not going to go into a lot of details on this, but it sold for $71.83. It was a very heavy jacket, very heavy coat, excellent condition with the exception of it had like a stain on the back, and I mentioned this in the previous video, but yeah, very happy about that. This didn't take long to sell. So we're moving up now. Like I said, I'm starting at the low end and working my way up. And some of these items I'm looking down at my phone just because some of these didn't sell for the full price. And if that's the case, I'm going to tell you the offer that I took for it. But this was a brand new item. It was brand new with tags, $150 right there in the tag. Wilson's leather or M. Julian. So I got it both in the title. When I first started selling full time, I would pick up like used jackets from Wilson's leather, and I've sold probably half a dozen of them. I don't really do that anymore unless I can get an item that is new with tags or it's in excellent condition. I don't just pick up your standard leather jacket, and it may work for some people to do that. I just find like it takes up a lot of space, and sometimes it takes longer to sell. But this one was new, so that's why I picked it up. And it was different colored leather. It wasn't like your darker brown that sells quicker, but I did sell this on a best offer. You can see I had it listed for $107.81, and I sold this for an offer of $80. So yeah, glad that was gone because it was taking up a lot of space. And you can see I took about, what is it, 25 to 30% off of my full price. That's a little on the edge there of what I would accept as an offer, but when I start getting up into the higher priced items, I'm a little more lenient on offers that I'll take. Next up was a pair of Keen hiking shoes, another pair that were in excellent condition, and these sold for a best offer of $80. The soles on these are excellent. Yeah, looked like they had barely been worn. You can see I put excellent condition, and yeah, I guess that's all I put in there for that. Keen never disappoints. I do really well, especially with men's hiking shoes or hiking boots. With Keens, I would say if they're in great condition, you should get a minimum of $50. But obviously, you can get closer to $100. This was an item that actually went out last week. These are Allen Edmonds, and before probably 6 months ago, I had no idea about Allen Edmonds. I found these from another reseller on a YouTube channel. Shout out Rally Roots. Definitely helped me in finding a new brand here. And since then, I've probably found a half dozen of these shoes. If they're in great condition, I mean, brand new, you're looking to pay a few $100s for a pair of shoes like this. $200 to $300. And so if you can find them in great condition, you're going to get really good money. I didn't get the full asking price here of $98.81. I did take a best offer of $80, and these are like a really cool tassel. I don't know if that's like a braided or what that is, but very cool design shoe, and the soles were in excellent condition. You can see light wear. You know, I probably could have sat on these a little longer and gotten closer to the full price, if not the asking price. But for 80 bucks, I was happy to move those, and yeah, they're gone. So Allen Edmonds, if you don't know this brand, check it out, because as long as there's not like sole separation or they're not damaged, these will sell for really good money. I believe I have another pair in here as well. Moving along, let's see here. Interesting. Okay, so I guess these I didn't get full price for. I should have had these a few back if I'm increasing, because these went for less than the last item. But another pair of Keen hiking shoes. These are obviously women's, as it says in the title here, size 9. I'll give you just a quick tip on shoes, because you're seeing I have a lot of shoes that are going for higher prices. When it comes to women's, kind of the sweet spot and range of sizes would be 7, 8, and 9. Once you get up into 10 and higher, or 6 and lower, it just takes longer to sell. So I definitely factor that in when I'm in the thrift store looking at shoes. I try and gauge if it's in that 7 to 9 range, it's going to sell faster. So keep that in mind when you're looking, and just know that outside of that range, it's going to sell slower. It's going to take longer to sell. For men's, I'm looking at probably 9 to 9.5 to 13. That's the range I would say that is the sweet spot for men's shoes. You know, if you get a pair of 8s, 7.5s, they're going to take longer, and then obviously 14s, 15s, and up are going to take longer as well. And that's what I've found. Maybe different for others, but for me, that's kind of where I am. But yeah, I took a best offer on these. Great condition women's shoes for $75. Another pair of Allen Edmonds, and also found in another video. These were, these had the box, and they had the bags, like the shoe bags with them. And like I said, if you've watched some of my videos, you've seen these. These are an Allen Edmonds Fiasol, I guess is how you say that, horsebit loafer, and they had a waxed texture. I won't talk about these very much because they are in another video, but I took a best offer of $80 on these. And again, Allen Edmonds for higher price. This pair of Oslo Gore-Tex hiking boots, women's, great condition. I think they even had, well, just light scuffs on the toes is what I said. But you know, for hiking shoes, you don't really have to worry about light scuffs or scratches because they're meant to be outside. So I took a best offer. No, these sold for the full price here, $80.81. And yeah, very pleased with that sale. Something like this, you won't be able to get in a typical, well, with women's, maybe you might be able to. With men's, just because women's shoes are smaller. But for boots, typically hiking boots, I've found that I have to put these in a priority mail box. The dimensions that I get are 12 by 12 by 8. You may be able to find a smaller box, but I just don't keep a lot of different sizes. So if this won't fit in the typical priority mail shoe box, then I'll end up throwing it in that larger box. This next item was a Brooks Brothers corduroy blazer, and I think these last 3 or 4 items I've put in another video, so I don't want to be repetitive here on some of these items. But if you're new to my channel and you haven't seen my videos, then you definitely want to know. But this was new with tags, and I didn't know in the store it was new. There's the tag on the sleeve, so I thought it was used. I listed this for just a little over $100 and took a best offer of $80 on this as well. And so, yeah, very happy with that sale. This is an item that I look out for quite a bit. These corduroy blazers, especially in this brown color, sell the best. And there are probably 4 or 5 different brands that I look for that sell really well. So I've mentioned them in past videos, but I'll go ahead and say them again. Orvis, Eddie Bauer, LL Bean, obviously Brooks Brothers. I don't find those as often. And I think that's about it that I can think of right now. But these jackets, not just the corduroy, you can also find like LL Bean. If you find like a vintage jacket, they have like field jackets that are more of like a canvas, kind of look like a Carhartt type material, like a canvas heavy fabric that are meant to be worn outdoors, like people who work outdoors in the winter, or yeah, just do stuff outside. Those always minimum of like 50 to 60 bucks and up for something like this or a field jacket. All right, next up, a pair of Pearl Izumi Elite Intercool Cycling bike shorts. And I do remember where I got these, and I remember that I paid up for them because they were new with tags. I was hesitant. They were right on, I would say, the bubble for me on whether I picked them up or not. I believe I paid $30, maybe $35. And I remember thinking, am I gonna, I mean, I knew I could get my money back on these. I knew I could get 40 or 50 bucks, but I obviously wouldn't spend 35 to make 50 in sales. But I was very happy with these. I looked them up in the store on recent comps, recent sold comps for these, and I had like $70 to $80. And you can see I sold these for $80.81. And yeah, very happy with that. So I was able to make probably $30 profit on those shorts by the time you subtract out shipping and fees and the original cost to acquire them. This next item I sat on for quite some time. I originally listed this for about $200 and slowly just started lowering it. But it was a Pendleton jean jacket, men's. You can see this really cool like Aztec design, Southwestern design. It was an XL. I thought with XL it would sell quickly because it was a larger size and it was Pendleton, but maybe I just had it listed too high. So I slowly lowered it over time, and I had this for $134.81. The buyer made an offer for $90. I accepted it just because I had had this for a while. So $90, I'll take it. Not sure why it sat that long, but yeah, good sale. These next shoes sold last week. I actually had 2 pairs of these that I believe I paid $10 for each pair, and they were both new. You can see I've got brand new in the description. MBT is a brand that sells, you can't really see it in this photo as well, but the soles, yeah, that's not really a good picture to explain either, but the soles are more rounded, so they're more for, you can see, walking and toning. They're more for like toning muscles in your legs. So instead of having a flat sole, they're rounded. That's what they're known for. And you can see here, there's a tag right there hanging. So I've got these and one other pair I still have. These sold for the full asking price here of $89.81. And buyer just left positive feedback, so I know those won't be returned. But these were, again, I was just saying, consider size. And for men's, 8.5 is a smaller size. I actually have, so I sold these 8.5s, and I have a pair of 9s as well. And I was just, even though brand new with tags, I'm going to pick them up for 10 bucks to sell for 90, but I just didn't know how long they would take. And they actually took, I think, maybe 3 to 4 months to sell. And again, I still have another pair sitting that are 9s. So $90 on these, very happy. And I would say even if these were used, I'd probably still pick them up because MBT, especially for men's, will sell for 45 and up, depending on condition. So look out for MBT. All right, these probably in the next few tabs, I've got very similar items, just different designs and colors. In the winter, I picked up like 15 or 20 Patagonia chinchillas from new to used, different colors and designs, men's, women's. I even actually had like, I think one girl's brand new with tags. And it was my experiment just to see if I could snipe a few of these off of eBay for cheaper and then flip them for more. So it was kind of an experiment I did. I don't typically purchase on eBay to resell on eBay, but it actually worked out. I was able to find some really good margin on some of these next few items. I picked this fleece up, probably in the range of $40 to $50. That's a lot of money to spend on an experiment, but with like these cooler colors and patterns, I knew I could get closer to 100. And this actually sold for the full price here that you're seeing, $116.81. This was a men's medium. So when I was doing this experiment, I said I would not buy extra small or small. And I did have a couple that I bought, but after that I was like not doing that again. So this was a medium. That's on the lower range of what I'd look for. Large, extra large, and up is where I would typically go now if I were doing this again. But yeah, Patagonia chinchilla fleece. It's got that cool pocket on the front. Great design and colors. Sold for full price, $116. And believe it or not, you can roll this up pretty tight into a padded flat rate envelope for $7 and change to ship it. This next item I had, so I don't know about you guys, but let me know in the comments if this is true for you. But the Goodwills here tend to buy out a lot of Target inventory. And so that we have tons of Target stuff, especially in home goods, but also in clothing, that's brand new. I don't typically pick it up, but they had these Deep Woods insect repellents, 2 for $1. And I knew that after looking them up, they go for $5 to $8 a piece for 1 can. And even at Target, they're like $6 or $7. So I picked up 2 for $1. I bought 70 of these, and I just, for a long time, they were just sitting because it was the middle of winter and no one's concerned about mosquitoes in the middle of winter. And I started to think after like 4 months of them just sitting here, this was a mistake. I shouldn't have done this. And then I started to slowly sell them off as the weather warmed up. I have them in lots of 10. And so I sold like 2 or 3 to different buyers for $40. But this buyer that I'm showing you here, even though it doesn't reflect here, they actually bought 3 lots. So they bought 30 of these for, it was $101.46. So I was able to box that up, very happy with that. So on the 70 that I purchased, I believe I spent 2 for $1, so I paid $35 total. I thought those were a mistake. I was just trying to move them locally, and I ended up selling all 70, so I'm out of these now. And I believe I sold them for $220 total sales on something I paid $35 for. So it actually ended up not being a mistake after all. So these are gone. All of them are out, and this buyer bought 30 for $102. Also with these, this was my first experiment with something that is considered hazardous because it's in an aerosol can. I had to look up how you ship something like this beforehand so I wasn't caught off guard when I went to ship it. And I will say that whenever you have something that is hazardous, make sure that you know how to ship it because you've got to print off like a certain label, like a hazard label to put on the outside of the box. And it has to be shipped a certain way. So I couldn't just ship this standard priority mail or like ground or something. I had to ship it parcel select. And it wasn't bad as far as I just needed to be prepared. So yeah, I would just say if you're looking to ship something that's hazardous, do a little research beforehand and make sure you know exactly how you're going to ship it and whether you have boxes or not. This next item goes along with a couple ago, the Patagonia chinchilla. I paid, I think $50 for this as well. And I sold this for the full price, $125.81. This was another men's medium. I I've actually sold another one of these. I sold it for $135 and I paid $40 for it. So this is the second one like this color and design that I've sold for well over $100. I'm very happy with that Patagonia Chinchilla experiment. What I did learn with that, I will give you a little bit of insight. I'm not going to buy women's anymore. I've still got a couple left. They just don't go for much. And I will say this too. If you're looking for Patagonia Chinchillas, they're definitely, you can find the ones that are like this, just the solid one color, or maybe have the two-tone. Those do not sell for as much as these kind of funky designs. You're looking at probably, $50 to $75 for those, which to me isn't worth it unless you can come across one in a thrift store for $5 to $10. So, I guess what I'm saying is I'm not going to buy on eBay for $35 to flip it for $65. So, yeah, if you come up on one in a thrift store, pick it up. It has resale value, but as far as eBay to eBay flip, you won't make as much on margin because you're still going to pay closer to $50. So this was a good one, $125.81. Nothing wrong with it. Great condition. It was a men's medium, and happy with that sale. All right, we've got 4 left. Another Patagonia Chinchilla. Won't talk about this one very much. It was 2XL, great color, and it sold for the full price here of $116.81. So some of these are out of order as far as going up in price, but they're all within that range. Yeah, great sale right there. And then I believe this is the last one that I have to tell you about. Yeah, another one that sold for this full price, $116.81. This was a men's small. I was surprised that the small sold as quick as it did for as much as it did. And it was even missing, you can see here I said missing very top snap. I think if it had the snap and maybe it was a larger size, it would have gotten closer to 140 for this. But, most people aren't going to be snapping that top snap anyways. If it had been like the middle snap, it would have been a little more crucial. But, yeah, $116.81. Great sales on those Patagonias. Last 2. This was a vintage Territory Ahead lot that I had of 5. Shirts, they were all small and all had kind of like an earth tone. Territory Ahead does a lot of earth tone colors and patterns. And a lot of these together and actually sold for the full price here of $116.81. I was actually shocked when this sold for the full price. I, typically get $25 to $30 for each of these shirts. And usually when you lot it together, you're going to get less because it's like you're giving someone a deal to take more at the time. This sold for $116.81. Maybe I could have made a little more if I had sold these individually, but I much rather would sell 5 right away, combine shipping, and get them out. 5 shirts for $116.81 than, sell them individually over the next year or so for $25 each. So great sale right there. If you don't know Patagonia, if you don't know Territory Ahead, I should show you the logo. Looks like that. It's got like that globe type thing with some kind of geometric shape pattern there. That's what the vintage tag looks like. So Territory Ahead is very unique in that, if you're familiar with it, you can usually spot it on the rack without even looking at the tag. You can kind of tell it's got that. They all kind of have this similar pattern and texture. Last one was a pair of Oslo Gore-Tex hiking boots, and these were men's. Here's the difference in men's and women's hiking boots. For these, I sold for a best offer of a $125, whereas the ones before, and these sold within 2 days too, I should say. They sold, I had them listed for $150. Took a best offer for $125 within 2 days, and those other Oslos, which were women's, I sat on for probably 6 months, and they sold for $80, I think is what I had for them. So it's kind of the difference in margin for hiking boots between men's and women's. I don't know why that is, but just something to keep in mind when you're looking, when you're in the store, when taking into consideration whether it is men's or women's, what size it is, etc. So yeah, this was a great flip. I honestly thought I would get closer to like 100, 80 to 100. And when I checked these out at home, I saw that comps were going, I think the highest comp was 160 or 70, and then lowest was like 115, 120. So I listed them in that range and took a best offer 125. So yeah, great sale right there. And that's the last one that I'm going to tell you about, 23 flips that brought in $70 or more. Yeah, I don't always obviously get stuff like that. Obviously, I wish that I could get items that sold for that every day and had a $70 to $100 sale every day. That doesn't always happen. But in the last 3 months, those were 23 flips that netted, or not netted, grossed more than $70. So it's always a great day when something like that goes through. You make a sale on a large item and you're able to pull in 50, 60 or more in profit. So that's going to be it for today's video. I do want to say, if you have any questions on like some of these items that I explained, maybe there was something I didn't tell you that you're interested in, or you just have a question in general about my business or my eBay experience as far as reselling, please reach out and let me know in the comments below. Also, if you're not subscribed to my channel, feel free to subscribe. I would love to have subscribers who are just interacting with my videos and just letting me know whether what I'm posting is actually helping you out. But I do my best to just put stuff up that I believe will be helpful for you. So yeah, I think that's it. Comment if you have questions, subscribe if you haven't already, and if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Guys, I want to thank you so much for tuning in. This is a shorter video today, but hopefully you found it valuable. Have a good day, and until next time, bye.